What's up, human race? This is Rttta, and I am Garrett Williamson, your research guide. So, quick updates. So decided to keep the video game stuff. Yeah, happy, joy. Also, a few episodes back on my vlogs on our second channel, check that out. I had said that I wanted you to ask me questions on there rather than on here on the Rttta episodes. And you know, I think that's a good idea, but I'm not gonna make it that way. You can still ask questions on here. I just think it's gonna get full of too many different types of comments going on. So if you would rather do it on the second channel, then go ahead. Also, you can just send me a message. Just send me a message, you know, via the inbox, you know, all that junk on YouTube. And yeah, do that instead if you want to do that. But what I'm thinking about doing is rather than answering them here, I might do like an answering question little episode series if I get enough questions. But I need enough questions each month. I'll probably be doing it monthly, but I'll need enough questions each month to be able to do it. I know I only have 40 subscribers. Yay, we just got 40 subscribers, by the way. Just thought I'd let you know that. That's awesome. Yeah, now let's reach to 50 and I will be celebrating. But I mean, I know that we are not very popular yet or anything. That's so obvious. But if you have a question, go ahead, ask. I mean, I do not know. It may take a while for me to answer questions because there may not be enough, and I'm not just going to answer one in one episode. That's just stupid, right? Yeah. We just uploaded our first short in forever back on Monday, and we are trying to get Stache Cop done, but, you know, I don't know if it'll be done by Monday. I'm hoping, but I'm starting to doubt it. So, with that said, yeah. I don't know what to talk about. Honestly, I mean, DNC's been happening. Yay. Whatever. Let's just speak of some facts that I've known for a while that some of you guys may know. The start of Sega and the start of Nintendo. I honestly don't know exactly when either of them started, actually. I don't know the exact date or year that they began, but I can give you this much. Both Sega and Nintendo, they were not always video game companies. Many of you may know that. Many of you may not know that. Oh, video games, they didn't make sense. Yes, children, there was a time when video games did not exist. But no, originally Sega was actually a pinball machine company, I believe. You correct me if I'm wrong, but from my memory and from my knowledge, they made pinball machines a lot. So I guess they were still sort of part of the gaming industry, but not part of the, you know, I mean, video games did not exist back at this time. And then guess what? This is where the name Sega comes from. So many people, including me, have always been really curious on where on earth did the word Sega come from? Who came out? Is this just another one of those really weird Japanese names? Well, I don't think that Sega started in Japan, actually, but again, correct me if I'm wrong, this isn't confirmed information. This is just my knowledge and my memory, so I'm gonna have to go brush up on that stuff again. But what I do know is that the company started with the name Service Games. Now think about it, what part of that name would create the name Sega? SE at the beginning of service and GA at the beginning of games. Therefore, all they did was grab the two letters that began both words and put them together to get Sega, S-E-G-A. And so there you have it. There's the Sega history, which I failed to give specific information on because I don't know it perfectly. But I was just recently reading about this. I already knew about the whole pinball machine thing, but I had no clue that the name Sega came from the full name Service Game. But you know, there you go. There's a little failish history lesson from yours truly. And then I was saying Nintendo, and Nintendo started off as a card company. Where on earth? I mean, again, this is just my knowledge. I'm gonna have to go look back at it. But where on earth did video games ever get into this whole thing of cards? That just doesn't make sense to me. You know what? My computer is right there. I'm gonna do this right now, and I'm gonna tell you guys as I'm reading it. All right, here we go. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, so I'm being pathetic and using Wikipedia because it is always my first source, and then I dig deeper to make sure that their sources are correct. Okay, as a card company, 1889 to 1956. Nintendo was nearly a freaking 100 years old when Mario came around. And that is when Nintendo actually got its name out there. That is ridiculous. 1889 was when Nintendo was founded. Originally named Nintendo Kopai? I'm not Japanese. Wow. So my favorite game company has been around. Now let's see. How long ago was 1989?
All right, let's do our math, people. Let's do our math.
123 years. They have lasted for 123 years. That is ridiculous. Sega and Nintendo are honestly the best. Capcom and Namco, great. Atari, even, great. But anyway, I ended up speaking a lot longer than I expected to, and I'm hoping that I'll edit out a lot, and that some of this will be useless talk so that this isn't very long. If you're noticing, I'm actually talking a little bit faster now. Don't comment on any of my talking faster, because the reason I am talking faster is because so many of my recent episodes have been too long. They have been over 12 minutes long, even. I mean, it's ridiculous. And my original plan for Rttta was to make it in between 4 and about 9 minutes long, no longer. And of course, there is no rule for that. That's just my attempt. That's what I'm trying to get to. So when that Zelda video got to over 13 minutes, I was like, ooh. Because I want it to, you know, stay exciting. I don't want to be talking too slow, and I don't want to get boring. And I don't want you guys sitting here like... That's the reason I try to keep it between 4 and 9 minutes, because if you make it too long, then people are going to be sick of just listening to you talk. So yeah, I sort of have been leaving out the question of the week and, you know, other things, but mainly the question of the week. It's been a good 2 or 3 weeks, therefore 2 or 3 episodes, since the last time I did a question of the week. So the question of this week actually is, do you still want me to do questions of the week? Are you just sort of like, ah, whatever, I didn't even care about it in the first place. You got rid of it, and I don't even care. So yeah, there's your question of the week. That could be the last question you'll ever hear from me asking you. But again, ask me questions. Request what we talk about next week, because it is always useful when you request what we talk about next week. That makes it a lot easier. And suggest anything that you want new. Anything. So yeah, now let's say this. What should you do to this video? Share it. Comment. You should smash the like button. And subscribe. So yeah, this has been Rttta, and I leave you with one word. I don't know. I don't know. Don't look at me. I'm not here. I'm an idiot. I'm rubbing my nose too much. Oh, sorry. Had to censor that for copyright rules. Oh, what? You thought I cursed? Nope. I was singing a popular song, and if that had gotten up on a... Screw you! Literally, screw in. Like, seriously. That wasn't good. I just burped.